Welcome to Building Materials Laboratory. Today we are going to conduct an experiment to determine the specific gravity of fine aggregates. Basically, what is the meaning of a specific gravity? The specific gravity of an aggregate is defined as the mass of a given volume of sample to the mass of an equal volume of water at the same temperature. The specific gravity of the fine aggregate is generally required for calculations in connection with concrete mix design, for determination of moisture content, and for the calculation of volume yield of concrete. The specific gravity also gives information on the quality and properties of the aggregate. The specific gravity of the fine aggregates is determined by using the instrument known as pycnometer, which is visible in this slide. What is the procedure to determine the specific gravity of a pycnometer? The first step is to take a sample of the fine aggregate and soak it in water and keep it for 24 hours. The temperature should be 27 plus or minus 5 degree centigrade. Take out the spread sample on a clean flat surface exposed to gently moving current of warm air until the material just reaches free running condition. The next step is to weigh the empty pycnometer with its cap and note it as W1. The second step is fill the pycnometer with 500 grams of fine aggregate or 1/3 of the pycnometer height and note it as W2. In the third step, fill the pycnometer completely with water up to its top level and note it as W3. Before noting the value, roll the flask in an inclined position to eliminate if any air bubbles are present. After noting the W3 value, now pour out all the fine aggregates with water, clean it to free from any aggregate particle. Now fill the empty pycnometer completely with distilled water up to the brim level, wipe the pycnometer dry and weigh it. Note the value as W4. Repeat the above steps for 3 trials to get a concordant value of the specific gravity. In the above figure, you can observe what is W1, W2, W3 and W4. The observations that are to be made in this experiment are W1, which represents the empty weight of pycnometer, W2, which represents weight of pycnometer with 1/3 of fine aggregates or 500 grams of fine aggregate, W3 weight of pycnometer plus 1/3 of fine aggregate plus water, and W4 that is the empty weight of pycnometer plus water. The specific gravity of the fine aggregate is calculated by the formula W2 minus W1 divided by W4 minus W1 minus W3 minus W2. This experiment has to be repeated for 3 trials to get a concordant value of the specific gravity. Now let us move towards the laboratory and know how to conduct this experiment. To determine the specific gravity of fine aggregates, we require the fine aggregate, pycnometer, wash bottle and weighing balance. The first step is to determine the weight of empty pycnometer. The pycnometer should be free from moisture content and note down the value of the empty weight of pycnometer. The second step is to add 1/3 of fine aggregates to the pycnometer. Once the pycnometer is filled with fine aggregates to its 1/3 height, note down the weight of pycnometer with 1/3 of fine aggregates. The next step is to add water to the pycnometer. Fill the pycnometer with water up to its brim level and measure its weight. Once the cap is applied to the pycnometer, fill the water up to the brass cap. After filling the water up to the brim level, note down the weight of the pycnometer with 1/3 of fine aggregates and water. In the next step, remove the water and fine aggregates from the pycnometer, empty the bottle and fill the pycnometer completely with water up to the brim level and measure the weight. Once the pycnometer is filled with water, using the wash bottle, fill the pycnometer up to the brim level and measure its weight. Once the water is filled with the pycnometer, wash the bottle outside and remove the moisture content and measure its weight. By knowing W1, W2, W3 and W4, calculate the value of the specific gravity and conduct two more trials to get a concordant value. Through the practical conduction, we have obtained the values of W1, W2, W3, W4 as follows. The empty weight of the pycnometer is 609 grams. Weight of fine aggregate and pycnometer is 1079.5 grams. Weight of fine aggregate plus pycnometer and water is 1711.5 grams, and weight of water plus pycnometer is 1422 grams. By the W1, W2, W3, W4 values, we are going to calculate the specific gravity of fine aggregate. The specific gravity of fine aggregates is given by the formula W2 minus W1 divided by W4 minus W1 minus W3 minus W2. From the above values, after simplifying, we get the specific gravity of fine aggregate as 2.6. Further, two more trials has to be conducted to get a concordant values, and average of the specific gravity of that is calculated.